So about a month ago, I went to Los Angeles for the Crypto Investing Summit, CIS, and the two keynotes, if you will, were Tim Draper and Charlie Lee. Draper was over the phone, but Charlie Lee actually did attend and was being interviewed by a really competent guy, I found. And he spent most of the time just reiterating that Bitcoin and Litecoin are early entrants into the field, and they have the benefit of being first adopters and all that, but that they'll still be around for a long time. And I definitely do believe that. I think that Bitcoin, as you're seeing today, is exploding in price, and Litecoin's doing well as well. But I've been using Litecoin for so long because it's easy to get in and out of exchanges, and it's relatively inexpensive to do so. And Bitcoin, by virtue of the cost of the coin itself, it's very expensive. And you'll see some exchanges where it will be like $30 in Bitcoin value in order to get it off the exchange, because they know that people on the exchange want to get it off, and it's a hassle to take it to Bitcoin to Doge, and then Doge to Litecoin, or whatever conversions that you're trying to make. But it was interesting. They interviewed him for about half an hour to 45 minutes maybe, and he walked us through the early experiences that he had in going to diners and buying Bitcoin with cash with complete strangers. And he talked a little bit about, I guess there was some sort of local Bitcoin early on, and that's what he used to buy these coins. And he talked about the funny experiences that he had, meeting complete strangers, and a lot of these guys are really technically sound, so they're, kind of, nerdy in many ways, and he came off as, just kind of like a normal guy. So at the end of the panel, or at the end of the interview, he entertained a question and answer. So I went up there, and they don't have it on video, but I did ask, after a few other guys were asking, what Reddit forum should I join to get the latest Litecoin news, and the one guy was like, how do I make money in the least amount of time with Bitcoin? And a lot of these questions are pretty dumb. So I went up there and I said, well, what do you think about the future of the public blockchain? And I know that he actually talked about his years at Coinbase and how the ease of use of this platform is one of the reasons why it got adopted by a lot of people, because it's really easy to use. However, it's well known that Coinbase will hand over all of their information to the IRS and to whichever government agency asks for it. So, he actually addressed the differences between Coinbase and Binance, and how Binance, you don't need much KYC. I mean, the threshold for the KYC, you can do 2 Bitcoins worth of activity, which, is neither a lot or a little. I mean, you can do a fair amount of work with 2 Bitcoins for a day. But talked about how, Coinbase requires like an enormous amount of KYC. I mean, in my experience, you have to wait 4 or 5 days for the ACH to clear, and then if you want to use a card, you can get like $100. But when I put it on there, to get that $100 was virtually impossible. First it didn't like the debit card, and then the credit card, it needed documents, and it was an enormous headache. I had a lot more success with CEX.io and some of the other exchanges. And I know there's like CoinMama and a few of the other ones as well that cater to US people, but the fees on those were pretty exorbitant. So, when I wanted to get something, I'd use local Bitcoin or something that was, more local, or even a Bitcoin ATM in my area. But so I went up there, and his answer to me was they're making changes to Litecoin. I did see the next day that he tagged one of his tweets, or the pinned tweet that was on the top is that, Litecoin 2.0 is going to introduce some privacy features where, much like Dash has a privacy mixer, the Litecoin would enable you to, press a button, I guess for a little bit more of a transaction fee, would let you actually send a private payment. I know that in Dash, you have to send like 0.1 or 1 or some standard unit of measurement that would allow you to actually get mixed with other ones that wanted to keep some semblance of privacy when they would send things. And I assumed that it would be along those lines, but he was just saying that for the sake of security, and I think he was speaking at a conference in the United States, so I think he was definitely trying to cater to that angle. But that Litecoin, as we know it before, definitely is going to be different, and they're going to make continual improvements. I know that he's still a part of the Litecoin Foundation, but when I got a t-shirt and went to the Litecoin booth in the expo after he spoke, he was saying that, yeah, he has significant Litecoin holdings, but he's not like as intimately involved, obviously, as he once was. So it was a good experience at the conference, and having him there was kind of cool. I know he does the rounds for a lot of the crypto conferences, but having him there was definitely an interesting part of the conference. And a lot of the other people that asked him questions knew about the other aspects of his life. I guess he has what they term like Charlie Lee's bodyguard, and I guess that he's active in YouTube and is kind of a colorful character. And then Charlie Lee actually funds some wrestler, I understand. So he's got the means to do a lot of interesting things, and he certainly is. But I foresee some good things for Litecoin to continue with, and I see Charlie Lee being in the forefront because obviously Satoshi Nakamoto is out of it, despite the fact that one individual and actually a few others are purporting to be Satoshi, but these people don't have the highest degree of credibility, so who really knows? But Charlie Lee, in many ways, has paved the way for altcoin founders. Oh, and they asked him, why did you found Litecoin? And he pointed to that, yeah, Satoshi really paved the way with his white paper, and then he was just continuing to build. And that's what a lot of these altcoins are trying to do, trying to make, be the newest incarnation of Bitcoin and bring all the privacy features and all the features that are, inherent to Bitcoin to these Litecoin. And as a result of that, get a use case that, it can offer all the same things without the same degree of brand awareness that Bitcoin has, and then trying to build brand awareness through all these various ventures with different companies. So an interesting conference, and for people that haven't been to a crypto conference, they have 2 more this year, actually several more this year, one in San Francisco next month, and then one in Vegas, the World CryptoCon in November. So if you're really in the space, and if you're watching this vlog, then very likely you are, then making out to one of those, I think, is a worthwhile use of your time.